Welcome to Leading Forex YouTube channel. Today is another day for our free Forex training. This is going to be the part 19 of our trading tutorials. Welcome. My name is Kofi, your admin for this channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about trend channels. Now, this is still under technical analysis. We still have a few things to do in terms of technical analysis. After technical analysis, we'll move on to other analysis, which is the fundamentals and then sentiment. But for now, we still have a few things to talk about under technical analysis. So technical analysis, we do price action. So there are some tools and things that we do that is able to tell us the next move of the Forex market. So in today's video, we're going to talk about trend channels. Now, let's go through this notes quickly. The first point says, if we take the trend line theory in our previous episode, which is the episode 18, one more step further and draw a parallel line at the same angle of the uptrend or downtrend, we will have created a channel. I'll explain this. Point number 2 says, trend channels are just another tool in technical analysis that can be used to determine good places to buy or sell. So let me explain what this notes is saying. What I'm trying to communicate here is this. Those of you remember the previous video, we talked about trend lines. So if you have a line like this, which is a straight line on which price comes and then bounce it off it severally, then that line becomes a trend line. Is that okay? Now, per the second point, or sorry, the first point, he says that if you draw two parallel lines at either the uptrend or the downtrend, we're going to have a channel. So what he's trying to say is that if you have a trade, for instance, something like this, okay, we all know that it's either you draw on the supports to get your trend line, or you draw on the resistance to get your trend line. So the note here is saying that once you have two parallel lines like this, and one is on support and the other is on resistance, this is resistance level, this is resistance level, this is support level, this is support level. So once you have two parallel lines that is indicating support and resistance levels, then automatically you have what we call a channel, which is two parallel lines through which the trade is moving. Is that okay? I'll do more examples for you to understand what we mean by this channels. Let's continue. So what we're saying is that the upper trend line marks resistance and the lower trend line marks support. So both the top and bottom of channels represent potential areas of support and resistance. Point 2 here says trend channels are sloped down, or okay, it says trend channels with a slope down are considered bearish, and those with a slope up are considered bullish. Now, like I said earlier, if you have two lines in which a trade is moving like this, and then these two parallel lines, you have the market moving in that direction in between the two lines, then what you have is a channel. Is that okay? You soon see practical examples, so don't worry. So this is support level. This is support level. This is support level. This is resistance level. This is resistance level. This is resistance level. This is resistance level. So the point 2 here says trend channels with a slope down are considered bearish, and those with a slope up are considered bullish. So with this, for instance, you see that the slope is pointing up. The slope is pointing up. So that is what? A bullish channel. And when the slope is pointing down, for instance, something like this, and you have trade moving in that direction. All right. So this is a slope down. So the channel is pointing downwards. So this is what? A bearish channel. So we have a bearish channel or a bullish channel. We also have another type of channel where you have two parallel lines and they are moving on horizontal levels. So they are not moving up, they are not moving down. They are just two straight lines. And then you see the market moving within the straight lines. So this is also what we also call a consolidated channel. Is that okay? Now, you soon see these things clear in our next slide. Now, this is a typical example of what channels look like. So you will see that, like we explained in the previous video, we have this channel is pointing up with two blue lines. That is an up channel, which is a bullish channel. You see that this one is pointing down, and that is what? A bearish channel. You see again that this one is moving up. That is what? A bullish channel. This one is pointing down. That is a bearish channel. And then you will see the sideways one here. You see it moving in straight lines. Not moving up, not moving down. So this one here is what we call the consolidation or the sideways channel. So these are clear examples of channels on the chart. So once you can draw two parallel lines connecting support and resistance. So if you look at here, this is where the price came to touch on top of the channel. Again, it came to touch on top of the channel here. The down here, yes, you see a support here, another support level here, and then possibly a support level somewhere here. When we come to the up channel, you will see support level here, and then you see resistance level here. Is that okay? Here you see, if you look at the sideways channel, you see resistance level here. You see support level here. You see support level here. So once you draw two parallel lines connecting the supports and then the resistance, you end up getting a channel in which the market is moving up and down. Now, we'll soon see how to trade with these channels. All right, let's continue. Now, how do you trade these channels? So these are the explanation. Point number one, when price hits the lower trend line, this may be used as a buying area. And when point number two, when price hits the upper trend line, this may be used as a selling area. When price hits the lower trend line, this may be used as a buying area. When price hits the upper trend line, this may be used as a selling area. So let me demonstrate that first of all before I'll even take you to the chart. So let's assume this is a channel, okay? So how do you trade? What they are saying is that when price moves and then touches the upper part of the channel here, this area becomes a selling area, an area you can sell. Then price moves, comes back down, sell, sell. So once it touched the down part of the channel, it is what? A buying area where you can buy. Again, when price moves and then goes to touch the upper part of the channel, it becomes what? A selling area. And then when it comes down to touch the down part of the channel, it becomes an area where you can buy. So with this explanation, this becomes a buy area. This becomes a buy area. This becomes a sell area. This becomes another sell area. So all that we're saying is that when price comes and then it hits these areas, you can choose to buy or sell. Is that okay? So that is all we're trying to communicate here. So if you look at this, you see the sell areas and then the buy areas. So that is how to trade the channels. Now, when price comes to touch the down trend line, the market is considered as an oversold. Oversold. So you often hear that word, oversold territory. It means the market is oversold. That is when it comes to hit the down part of the channel. So when it comes to the down part, it's oversold. Is that okay? And then when it comes to touch the upper part of the channel, it becomes overbought. It becomes overbought. So the top here becomes overbought. The down part becomes oversold. Is that okay? So oversold is when it touches the down part of the channel. Overbought is when it touches the top part of the channel. So once it touches the top part of the channel, it means it's time for you to sell. But when it touches the down part of the channel, it's time for you to buy. Is that okay? Good. Now let's continue. This is how you can trade channels. Let's continue. Now, there are types of channels, and if you have taken the lessons so far serious, you will know the type of channels we have already. We have ascending channels, that is channels that are pointing upwards. Channels that are pointing upwards. This is an ascending channel. We also have descending channels that are pointing downwards. Descending channels. And then we have horizontal channels. That is channels that are in straight line or parallel. So these are the three types of channels that we have. So either ascending, descending, or parallel or horizontal. So ascending channels are also known as uptrend channels. Descending channels are known as downtrend channels. And then the horizontal channels are known as a consolidated market or sideways market channel. Is that okay? So these are the three types of channels that we have. Okay, let's continue. You need to take note of this. Note number one, generally the bottom of the channel is considered as a buy zone, while the top of the channel is considered as a sell zone. I repeat, the bottom of the channel is considered as a buy zone, while the top of the channel is considered as a sell zone. Now, point number 2 says that do not ever force the price to the channels that you draw. So if you draw two parallel lines, okay, I wish, yes, let me explain the point too. If you draw two parallel lines and then price comes down, or from the up top comes down here, sorry, come to the top here, okay, and then you sell. when the price is coming down, it is not necessarily the fact that it will come and touch the downline. Sometimes it might not even touch it and then make its way back up and then decide to come to touch the top channel. It won't come to touch, then reverse again. And then maybe this time around to come and touch and then make it way all up again to touch the top area. So at this level, you are not supposed to adjust your line by forcing this line to touch all the areas. No. That is the point number 2. Do not ever force the price to the channels that you draw. Don't force price to the channels. Is that okay? The top here, you see that I didn't actually touch the channel. Don't force price, trying to move the channel line a bit, trying to force it to touch the top, the channel or the top line. No, don't force it. If it doesn't touch, it doesn't touch. Allow it to go. Now, point number 3 says channels don't have to be completely parallel. And again, price action doesn't have to be 100% fit within the channel. Now, let me explain all these 3 points in the next slide that we will see. So let's look at the next slide. Now, they said a common mistake many traders make is that they look for textbook price patterns. And what do I mean by this? Textbook price patterns is the fact that you see a picture that price has perfectly fit into the channel. And so once they spot or they see something or they see a picture like that, what they are doing is that they are looking for the same thing to occur on the price, on the Forex market, on the chart, before they will know that, oh, okay, indeed, it has set the way you want. No, you will not get a perfect price pattern. You will not get that perfect price pattern. You won't. So in order for you to get this clear, the next slide will show what I mean. Now look at this slide and look at what you are seeing here. Look at here. Did the price touch the channel perfectly? No, it didn't. It touched and even came out of the channel. If you look at here, the price came and then went below the channel. Is that okay? Look at somewhere here. Look at all this area. The price came below out of all the channels. Look at this area. Price came out of the channel. Which area again? Look at this area. Price came out of the channel. So you will not get a perfect, if you are looking for a perfect fit, for price to perfectly fit in the channel, for you to be sure that yes, it is going to do this or that, you won't get that. In that case, you are looking for what I explained earlier on by saying you are looking for textbook price pattern. You are looking for textbook price pattern, which you will not find. It's not there in the real market. People may draw to demonstrate, or people will show you pictures to demonstrate what they are trying to communicate. But then doesn't mean that when you go into the real Forex market, you will see that. You will not see perfect fit in the channel. So the point 1 here says, consider the bottom as a buy zone and consider the top as a sell zone. So if you look at this, you are considering the bottom lines here as a swap, a buy zone. It is a zone that you can buy, not necessarily a buy spot or an exact place to buy. It is just a zone through or in which you can buy. It is a zone in which you can buy. It doesn't mean that it is the exact spot to buy. I don't know if you get the difference. This is just a zone to buy, but not the exact spot to buy. So what this means is that once the market does this, someone can choose to take his trade from here, this level. Another person may choose to take his trade, the buy trade from this level. Another person may choose to take it from this level, buy here. So we have 3 different areas that people have bought. So this is a buy zone. It is not a specific spot to buy. It is just a buy zone, an area where you can buy. The same way at the down here. So the down here, it came to touch the line here, which is a buy zone. The top here, it touched the top of the line here, which is a sell zone. It's a sell zone. Over here, it is what? A buy zone. It is a buy zone and not the exact place to buy. You will never find an exact place to buy in the forex market. You only have to see them as zones, areas that you can buy and areas that you can sell when you are treating channels. So the top here is an area where you can sell. Over here is an area where you can buy. It's a zone. And once you begin to see these channels as zones, you will come to appreciate whatever trade you will take. Is that okay? Let's continue. So once you consider them as zones, you are good to go. Now, conclusion. Before I take you to the real chart to demonstrate what I want to demonstrate. Conclusion. Waiting for picture perfect textbooks examples won't help you in the real world of Forex because it's going to be pretty rare to see price action that fits perfectly within 2 perfect parallel trend lines. I take it again. Waiting for picture perfect textbook examples won't help you in the real Forex world because it's going to be pretty rare. So it will be hard to find to see price action that fits perfectly within 2 perfectly parallel trend lines. To be very difficult. Point number 2 says, if you are trying to look for a perfect picture textbook example, it will be like trying to find a perfect man or woman in the real world. And you all know, or you agree with me, that it is difficult to really find a real perfect man or woman in the world. We are all not perfect. We all have our bad side and good side. So in as much that you can't find a perfect man or a perfect woman out there, that is how you cannot find a perfect picture, perfect textbook example, a channel that will fit into the price perfectly. You won't find that. It will be difficult. Even if you find that, it will be 1 in a million. So take note. Now, before I take you to the real MT4 to show you the examples of what I've just talked about, I want you to subscribe to this channel. If you love what you've heard, what you've seen, this is also another strategy. Channel trading is a strategy on its own. It is a channel, a strategy on its own. All right. It is actually my number 3 strategy that I think I have been using a lot to trade. Sometimes it comes first, sometimes it goes to second, sometimes it comes to third. Channels, they really work and they really give good results if you do them right. But I'm going to tell you something at the end of this video that will give you extra idea about how to trade with channels. Now, what I'm going to say to you about channels is this. If you can find an indicator, you already know how to search for indicators. If you watched my indicators video, which is also on the channel, in case this video is the first video you are watching on this channel, then you can go to Forex Training for Beginners playlist. There's a playlist on this channel known as Forex Training for Beginners. Go to that channel, sorry, that playlist. Go to that playlist, Forex Training for Beginners. We have part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, and then come all the way up to part 19. And you will see a video that I talked about how to look for indicators and how to install those indicators and how to use these indicators to trade. I also made mention of 3 or 4 kinds of indicators to look out for. Once you begin to search for indicators, I made mention of 3 kinds of indicators, or 4, that you should look out for. And channels indicators is one of them. Channel indicators, I made mention of that, if you do remember. So if you can find channel indicators, if you can find the good ones, there are a lot of them on this channel, on the internet for free. There are a lot of them on the internet for free. So if you can actually find a good one that will not be doing repainting as much, almost all the indicators do repainting, but if you can find 1 or 2 that will not be lagging or repainting too much, I think it will really help you to get a lot of pips in the forex market as profit. So you can go on the internet, search for channel indicators. And then instead of you sitting on the MT4 chart to draw parallel lines, you can use the channel indicators to actually trade. Now, this is also another thing I want you to do. When you search for channel indicators, don't look for channel indicators that give parallel lines. They are not good. So a channel indicator that will give you 2 parallel lines like this, they are not the best. Don't go for them. Look for channel indicators that will sometimes, they are not giving you parallel lines. So you see the top line coming like this, doing something like this. You see them moving like this, something like this. If it's an uptrend, you see the indicator doing something like this, doing something like this. Yeah, so if you can actually get indicators that are channel indicators and they are like this, they are not parallel, they are not direct parallel lines. The parallel line channel indicators are not good. Don't look for those ones. Look for the ones that are not parallel. Is that okay? I'm already giving you a lot of information now. Now let's go to the chart. And I'll show you an example of what I'm talking about. Okay? Let's go to the chart, the MT4. Now, here we are on the MT4. And there is one example of the kind of indicator I want you to look for if you are to use indicators to draw or to form channels. There is one on the MT4 or MT5. It is custom indicator. That is not actually too good. It's not good. I won't recommend anybody to use it for channels. It is not a good one, but I want to use it to show you the kind of how to look for those kind of indicators. Okay. So if you go to trend, under trend, you see Bollinger Bands. Okay, Bollinger Bands. If you pull out your Bollinger Band, you see how it is. This Bollinger Band is a channel indicator. And you see for them, they developed this indicator with 3 lines. One is at the top, one is down, one is in the middle. But you consider the middle line out. So you see the top line and then the down line. And you see that these lines are not straight. They are not parallel. Is that okay? They are not parallel. So if you can find channel indicators like this, better ones, not this one. This one is not good. If you can get better ones out there on the internet, you will be making a lot of profit. Is that okay? So that is what I want to say. So the fact that I talked about drawing channels, which are straight lines like this, I don't recommend you to be doing that, using straight channels. They won't give you the profit. I'm teaching you what will give you profit. If you are using parallel lines like this as a channel and you are trading this as a channel, and so you expect the price to come, touch, come, touch, come, touch in that order, you won't find it. Or even if you find it, you will not be successful with it. Don't look for this type. This type is not the best. Look for channels that are not straight parallel lines, but they have curves, they have bends here and there. Look for them. there are a lot of free ones out there. Get them, test them. And out of the testing period, you'll be able to get the better ones. So test them. And once you test them, you'll be able to figure out which one is good and which one is not good. So channel indicators can actually help you when it comes to trading with channels. Okay. So like we said, when price touches the upper line, you sell. When it touches the lower line, you buy. When it touches the lower line here, you buy. It touches the upper line, you sell. So if you look at this indicator, you realize that it touched the upper line severally, but it didn't come sell. It still continued and made its way all up. So that's why I'm saying this indicator is not too good. Look at this area. It touched the upper line severally. This is on daily time frame. It touched severally before finally coming back down a bit and then made its way back up to touch again. So you see, this is GBP AUD on daily time frame. So like I'm saying, if you get a channel indicator that does well, you make money out of the Forex market. It's actually sometimes my number one, number two, number three. It falls within my 1, 2, 3 strategy. Sometimes it comes first, sometimes it comes second, sometimes it comes third, depending on what I am seeing in the market. So I want you to also go out there and look for these indicators and try them. And when you find a good one, you are already a successful trader. All right, now to end this video, what I want to say is that a lot of people are getting in touch with me for mentorship. Those who are contacting me, sending me messages for mentorship. For now, I have about 24 people that I'm taking them through one-on-one mentorship. When I get 30, I'll end the mentorship at 30. I don't want to expose my strategy to a lot of people. So I'll end at 30 people. So once I get up to 30 people, I'm sorry, I may not be able to take more people or more students for the one-on-one mentorship. Even if I would take one-on-one mentorship, I'm going to exclude my strategy. I'm just going to teach you how to trade the Forex market and also help you to find your own strategy. I may not give you my strategy because already there are 24 people I'm teaching now. I'm giving out my strategy to them for free. But when I get up to 30 people, that will be enough. I won't give out I don't want my strategy to become so popular out there. No, I don't want my tools, my trading, especially my trading tools. I don't want my trading tools to become so popular out there. Because once they become popular out there, I'm endangering myself or I'm endangering that strategy. Because once a lot of people begin to use it or they see it and they begin to use it, the banks can choose to think otherwise. So I don't want to give that strategy so much out there for people. So 30 people will be enough. So I have 6 more people to add and that will be it. I'm not trying to be wicked. Even if there's still going to be one-on-one mentorship, it will not include my trading strategy. Sorry, my trading tools. It will not include my trading tools. I repeat, so that once you contact me for mentorship, you know what it is. And when I get the 30 people, I'll come back and announce to you that I have gotten the 30 people and I wouldn't share my trading tools with anyone. So even if you need trading mentorship, you will not get my trading tools. But for the first 30 people, I have given that out to them and it's enough. Thank you for watching this video. My name is Kofi, your admin for this channel. Still, we can talk if you want us to talk. The way to get in touch with me is on these videos. When you watch my other videos, you'll see the way to get in touch with me. But in case you still don't know how to get in touch with me, it's so easy. You can send me a message on Telegram at Kofi Dollar. That is my Telegram handle, one-on-one Telegram handle at Kofi Dollar. So you can send me a message on Telegram at Kofi Dollar. Okay. Now again, let me sound this warning. There are people who are already using Leading Forex to dupe people. Thank God a lot of people contacted me because they were nearly duped with the name Leading Forex. Leading Forex is on YouTube, but on Telegram, there are a lot of Leading Forex on Telegram. People have registered with a lot of Leading Forex. I am in Ghana. I always say that in my videos. If you contact any other Leading Forex and they are not in Ghana, you should know that I am not the one you are contacting. Is that okay? So if you contact any person and he says he's not in Ghana, I am not the one. Even if the person says he's in Ghana, please check if his personal handle is at Kofi Dollar. If his personal handle is not at Kofi Dollar, if you are chatting with someone on Telegram and his handle is not at Kofi Dollar, then you are not chatting me. Okay? Thank you very much. I'll see you in my next video, which will be the part 20. Until then, take very good care of yourself and let's make the profit in Forex. Forex is something everybody can do. You can do it. Just keep doing it the way you are doing, and gradually you'll find a way. Thank you.